in terms of its targets for renewable energy. The announcement that the First Minister made last week about raising the targets has generated a fair degree of interest here. There's a huge opportunity, and certainly the manufacturing capacity of that will be required for this opportunity is vast. It doesn't exist yet, and certainly we're interested in trying to attract as much of that to Scotland as we can.
I noticed, I think a couple of years ago, there was a very big windmill park open near Glasgow.
Yes.
Siemens, I think.
Yes.
And I'd like to ask you if you've had any contact with Vestas in Denmark.
We've been talking to both of them.
Yeah.
We're in dialogue with all the manufacturers of wind turbines to hopefully work with them as they talk through their plans for greater capacity. We're hoping to persuade some of them to set up in Scotland.
Good. Well, I think that's fine.
Okay.
So why are you here in Denmark?
We're here in Denmark because basically Denmark is a hub of the wind industry. Two of the world's major suppliers are here, and a lot of the sub-suppliers are here as well. We're keen to engage with a dialogue with them to understand how we can persuade them that Scotland should be their next location.
And so this is the end of the two-day conference. What have you achieved so far, with all due respect?
We've made as you always expect at conferences like this, is all about networking, making contact with people. We've been successful in networking, we've been successful in meeting some very important people, and our task is to follow that up with meetings and continue dialogues.
Can you give us an example of what is very important people? No, it's confidential, right? Okay, and in your opinion, what is how has Denmark perceived Scotland in regards to windmills and climate and so forth? Are you,
Could we have had the questions in advance?
Yes, I want to get.
How has Denmark
No,
perceived Scotland?
I mean, Scotland is very important, obviously, and so where are you in regards to your dialogue with Denmark, and how does Denmark perceive Scotland in regards to this issue of climate and windmills?
Scotland has got 25% of all of Europe's wind. We are a very windy place.
Is that a quote?
Yes, and actually you can go into the Scottish government.
Windy Scotland.
And
the tourist industry. We've got 25% of.
I knew that. My brother's
wind.
Scottish.
We've got 20% of the tidal resource of Europe, a similar figure of wave resource. Scotland is very well endowed in natural renewable resources. We are trying to work with all parts of the supply chain to develop solutions that will exploit this resource. We know we've got great skills and capabilities in Scotland, which will very much complement the skills and capabilities that we know that are in Denmark. Together, we've got the opportunity of putting the solutions in place that will enable us to take advantage of the drive by the government to basically move to a low carbon economy.
last question. Do you have any particular project that is primary at the moment that you're pushing forward?
Maybe round 3?
Well, within the context of as we're a government agency, but we do know that the developers, there's approximately 11 gigawatts worth of wind farms that will be developed around the coast of Scotland. One of the challenges is to make sure that we've got the infrastructure in Scotland to make that happen. And we did publish a couple of months back, the National Renewable Infrastructure Plan, specifically focusing on what needs to be done about the port capacity in Scotland whole offshore renewable energy sector to move forward. How we position Scotland, how as public sector bodies we all work together to ensure that this industry takes forward is very much an ongoing dialogue with industry. As industry learns more of what's required, we talk to them to understand, well, what can we as the government and government agencies do to basically make this industry happen.
Great, thank you.
Is there any sort of timeline for Scotland becoming a fossil fuel free country?
Certainly there's a timeline. The Scottish Government have published a whole series of targets for Scotland to move down the low carbon route. We certainly believe, compared to what we're hearing from other countries, that ours are some of the most ambitious. And the targets were raised again last week when the First Minister of Scotland, Alex Salmond, raised the target for energy generation in Scotland to, we're going to aim for 80% of all electricity generated in Scotland, which will be consumed in Scotland, to come from new renewable sources by 2020. Which is an incredibly ambitious target.
Has there actually been named any figures of how much it will cost to turn Scotland's economy around? No, not going to go down that road.
No figures have been published.
And what are the renewable? Oh, we got to go. That's it.
Do you have a card or?
I think I've run out.
So Pamela Yule for the Copenhagen Voice, signing out.
Have you got a
And can you say your name, please?
David Freed.
Thank you very much for your time and your insight into Scotland and the windmills.